Every child has looked up at that glowing orb in the night sky and wondered, why aren't we living there yet? It's been over 50 years since we first stepped on the lunar surface, and let's be honest, Earth is getting crowded. Plus, who wouldn't want to wake up to an Earthrise every morning? Remember when the future was supposed to be glamorous? Flying cars, robot butlers, weekend getaways on the moon. Cartoons in the 60s promised kids that by 2000 they'd be doing homework under a glass dome. Even serious scientists thought the moon would become Earth's next suburb. Fast forward to 2025, no moon bases, just TikTok dances, overpriced lattes, and billionaires racing each other into orbit for bragging rights. Rent on Earth keeps climbing, and the moon, still empty. So why aren't we living on the moon yet? "1961, JFK says, let's go to the moon, basically because it would look cool. NASA. Wait, what? We can barely make calculators. Also NASA. Hold my slide rule. We traveled 238,900 miles, about 10 laps around Earth, to land there. In 1969, Neil Armstrong took one small step, and humanity thought, this is just the beginning. Logic was simple. If we can do this once, surely by the 80s there'd be moon hotels, moon Burger Kings, moon Starbucks, maybe even a moon Vegas with zero-gravity slot machines. Reality? We went back a handful of times, planted some flags, drove a buggy, hit a golf ball, and then stopped. It's like sneaking into Disneyland, riding one roller coaster, then leaving for 50 years. And the Saturn V rocket, the beast that got us there, we stopped building it. Imagine throwing away the recipe for the perfect pizza after just a few tries. The blueprints exist, but the workforce, factories, and supply chains vanished faster than your New Year's gym motivation. America, 1969. We made it. What's next? NASA. Well, we could. America, 1970. Sorry, disco just got invented. Jokes aside, rockets don't run on fuel. They run on money. The Apollo program cost about $25 billion in the 60s. Adjusted for today, that's over $270 billion. For a few short visits. A permanent moon colony? Trillions. Back then, the motivation was simple. Beat the Soviets. The Cold War's most expensive game of anything you can do, I can do better. Today, the biggest competition seems to be who can make the most addictive social media app. NASA's entire budget today, around $25 billion a year. For everything. Moon bases, Mars plans, ISS repairs, you name it. Americans spend more than that on Halloween costumes. We literally spend more pretending to be astronauts than funding astronauts. From far away, the moon looks beautiful. Up close, it's toxic. Radiation. Earth's atmosphere is SPF 1000. The moon has no shield. A month there equals a year's dose for a nuclear worker. Those US flags on the surface, bleached white by solar radiation. Now imagine your skin. Temperature. Daytime, plus 260 degrees Fahrenheit. Nighttime, minus 280 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than your oven, colder than your freezer. Your utility bills would bankrupt Elon Musk. Dust. Moon dust isn't cute. It's sharp, clingy, and everywhere. Astronauts said it smelled like burnt gunpowder and tore up their suits. Think glitter, but deadly. Roads. And sure, Earth roads have potholes. But the moon, it's got craters in the road. On Earth, you complain to city council. On the moon, you just drove your rover into a hole the size of Chicago. Low gravity. Sure, you can dunk like LeBron. But long term, your bones dissolve, muscles shrink, and organs quit. Come back to Earth and, surprise, you're spaghetti. In short, Instagrammable from Earth, unlivable up close. On Earth, spill coffee on your laptop, you grumble. On the moon, if a life support pump breaks, congratulations. The nearest IT guy is 240,000 miles away. Every tool, bolt, and roll of toilet paper has to be shipped or built there. And factories on the moon means building machines that work in a vacuum, in radiation, and in wild temperature swings. It's IKEA furniture in alien language, half the pieces missing, and if you mess up, you die. On Earth, order pizza. On the moon, every bite costs more than your car. Yes, there's ice at the poles, but it's buried and hard to mine. Colonists would rely on hydroponics and greenhouses, meaning recycled water and endless trays of kale. Not five-star dining. Five-star survival. Amazon Prime spoiled us. 2-day shipping? Forget it! On the moon, supply runs happen every few months, if rockets cooperate. Forget toilet paper? Too bad. You're improvising till spring. Medical emergency? Hope you brought the deluxe first aid kit. Fresh fruit? Say hello to freeze-dried forever. It's camping, but the nearest store is on another planet. The Cold War got us to the moon. Once the US won, motivation fizzled. Today, space exploration is more about prestige and billionaire vanity. Musk and Bezos talk moon colonies, but let's be real, they're dreaming of trillion-dollar mining companies, not utopian lunar cities. So the moon dream sits trapped between national pride, corporate profit, and bureaucracy. Today's race looks less for all mankind and more for all mankind's Instagram feeds. Elon Musk launched a car to space because parallel parking is hard enough on Earth. Jeff Bezos built rockets shaped like, let's just say they're unique. NASA's Artemis program is coming back with better cameras because the first time wasn't HD enough. Here's the twist. Yes. A lot has changed since 1969. Then, computers weaker than a microwave. Cameras fuzzier than Bigfoot sightings. Spacecraft built with slide rules and prayers. Now, phones that could run the entire Apollo program while ordering pizza. Cameras that catch an astronaut's bad hair day from orbit. Reusable rockets that land themselves like show-offs. We also have robotics that 3D print habitats and solar farms powerful enough to run life support. The big problems now aren't tech. They're money, politics, and priorities. So if it's miserable, dangerous, and boring, why bother? Because the moon is practice. The place we figure out not dying in space before we try Mars. A giant gas station. Mine ice, make rocket fuel, and suddenly deep space is within reach. Think of the moon as humanity's cosmic pit stop. Not our home, but our launch pad. And yes, also the perfect spot for that Earthrise selfie. Living on the moon isn't impossible. It's just really hard. We need shielding, closed-loop life support, space manufacturing, psychological resilience, and to do it all without anyone dying horribly. But solving impossible problems, that's humanity's brand. We cracked flight, computers, pizza delivery. Moon pizza delivery is just next on the list. Timeline, probably not this decade, maybe the next. By then, expect lunar McDonald's, moon-grown salads, and the universe's most expensive Airbnbs. The moon is waiting, and so are we. But while humanity figures it out, why not subscribe to Yet? We cover everything we haven't cracked. Yet. Hit that bell, because when lunar living becomes real, you'll want front row seats to the most expensive real estate ad in history.